Well, there we are. Thanks, YouTube. Good morning and greetings, travelers. It's me yet again, Kevin C., here at Action Pants Gaming with another Sunday stream. We are early today, but there's a reason. Normally I usually start right around 9 o'clock, but today we got started a little bit early because I'm going to go visit my brother, and my brother is buying me an awesome birthday present this year. He's going to be getting me a computer so that I can hopefully try to make my streams a little bit better, and hopefully when the game crashes, my stream doesn't end because I currently stream on a PlayStation 5. So with a computer, I'll be able to run a capture card and all that fun stuff. All right, where are we going? Let's go here. So that way if the game does decide to crash, and I think, I'm not sure because I'm not very PC literate and I'm not, sure on the streaming aspect of certain things yet, but I think that once I get the computer, I can even switch games. So I could do a stream that's like, we're going to just play games, And with all that said, I did forget to say, I do hope whatever time of day it is for you and whatever it is you might be doing as you're catching this live or Memorex, well, I do hope it's going good. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing my brother. I haven't seen him since Christmas. So 6 months. Pretty much at this point. But he was in Tokyo, which is pretty awesome. He's always wanted to go, so I'm glad he was able to get that trip. A little jealous, I'll be honest. Wish I could have gone with him. I think it would have been an awesome experience. We've never traveled together anywhere significant. I think it would be interesting. All right, so it's going to be a short-ish stream today. We do have a time limit. I need to get on the road, but I didn't want to just not do the Sunday stream. It's kind of my day that I always try to be on. And I just wanted to, I love the community. I wanted to be able to share some potentially good news today, Now, I'm not very computer literate. I don't really know what I'm going to be looking for. I know a little bit, but I think, we're just going to get a pre-built. I don't need anything overly fancy, but I need enough to try to run. I eventually want to get No Man's Sky on Steam, and I would like to try mods, and I would like to try Blender. So I need something that's going to run that initially, and I do know that I can upgrade, certain aspects of it. So I'm curious about it. We're going to be checking it out. So hopefully I'll be coming back. Hey! Lady Thun, what's going on? Couldn't stay away, could you? I met Lady Theron last night. She is freaking awesome, wicked funny, good person. Glad we met. And I got to hang out with some new folks from the Helpers Party. Good group of folk, good community. And as you all know, I love this community, man. This community makes the game for me. All right, we got some work ahead of us. Like I said, this is going to be a short stream. We do, I got to get on the road. But hopefully, when I come back, I should have woke you up. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up on a Sunday, early-ish. Yeah, well, not for me. Since I work a day job and my body has a tendency to just kind of require a certain amount of sleep, And once I kind of get going on, a schedule, my body just kind of naturally does it. So unfortunately now I wake up early. Back when I worked, midday, full day, like I used to when I was tattooing, I'd work from like 12 to 9, the best part of the day. And now I got to be there for 7:30, and then I work till whenever, 7:30 to, 3:30, 5, 7, noon. It depends. All right, let's do some work. But now I'm just up early all the time. But either way, welcome. Thank you for stopping in today. Good to have you. Good to have you in the pocket here. Always great to have people stopping in while we're trying to figure stuff out. All right, now I got to remember where I placed everything. I think this one goes here. I could be wrong, but we'll find out. Ooh. Well, yep, I'm wrong on that one, and we need to do another one, but that's actually right. I just wanted to double check on that, so that's going to have to come up. We're going to have to figure out where that one gets placed. So, but that's not the one I want to do. I want to do this one next. So, unfortunately, because we're doing the cache pin glitch, what that means is I have to clear my cache by building something else, deleting it, clear it out, now go back into the catalog, go down to decoration, go over to the part that we want to cache, and now we should be able to put that in without a big base computer showing up if we miss our glitch. Okay, now the next one that we do should be... Where the hell is that going to go? Where are we putting this? Oh yeah, right here. Okay. So here... And this one is going to go... What direction is this one going to go? Alright, so we know that it goes straight, curve, straight. So we want to go down, which is going to go straight, curving around to the front, straight flat to the, the front area here. So, as per usual with this particular item in build, we got to line this up here first, then we're going to rotate. We're still going to be off because it's all manual placement. This is never going to be perfect. As we say, it just needs to be believable. And, there's going to be times where we're going to have to, alternate and move a few of them, to make it all kind of line up. But what we're trying to do right now is kind of get a basis of what we want, delete the ones we don't, and then anything we really need to straighten out, we can straighten out at a later time. Now, unfortunately, I cannot recache this. So I'm going to recache it, but what's going to end up happening is we're going to end up with a base computer, and that's because it defaults to that, under circumstances. So what I will do is I'll bring that there. I know this is the way I want it, so it's going to go straight. It's going to curve around to the front of the thing and then go straight on the front of the nub there. And see, that's what happens. So when you don't clear your cache, even though it looks like you're putting the part into the cache, you're actually not. It already recognizes that you built it. So at that point, if you go to recache it, it just, when it goes into the cache, it goes, oh no, wait, it's already there. Let me default back to the base computer. And that, my friends, is no bueno. Because then you end up, so now what I got to do, see, now we're at the base computer. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a part, and that's going to basically free up my cache, right? So now if I were to kind of go into my build, it's still there, but that is basically clean the cache. I'm going to go back to the building parts, we'll go to decoration, we'll go over, and the cache pin glitch, as awesome as it is, it's a pain to use. So we see over to the right, it's back to, saying, hey, you need to build this. And so here we try to get as parallel as possible. And at least match, try to match side to side, even if, it's all about your reference. In this particular instance. Okay, and if you miss it, back out, go back in. Now we're still going to have it because we haven't built it yet. The game hasn't recognized that you built it. Although sometimes it'll think that you built something, like the wire there, and then it may revert back, but usually it will not. Usually what I do here is I just kind of bring it down, see if there's, just kind of see how everything is phasing in. And when I do reference, sometimes I just try to look for similarities in the shape of like the wire, for example. All right, so we got a good, that's pretty decent. Now we're nice and lined up here, and now we're nice and even. And again, I know it's a little twisted, it's a little off. Hey, Wolfheart, what's going on? Well, thank you, my friend. That is my goal, as usual. Try and help and teach and learn, and heck, I learn stuff from y'all in chat all the time. All right, and then this needs to go here, because now we're gonna, okay, and again, now we're gonna clean the cache. So once you've built, like if you've done it, there's sometimes some pieces I've noticed you can actually get away with multiple caching, but it very rarely have I seen it work. So I just got into the habit of, cleaning the cache out like that. Just by building a floor panel or something, and then deleting it. So now we're going to fill in that other bit. And then I'm going to go through and I'm going to start deleting some of these. I know, it's a lot of work to then go and just delete everything you just did. But, and now I need to look at this one because this is kind of a different one. So this one here, it's straight, curve, straight. So if I look over here, and now from yesterday, we know that I've done it twice, definitely 3 times, I think, when I was working on my freighter. So just looking at the nub, and we're going to look at the picture over on the right, okay, where it's, it's saying curved wall. So see how it goes straight, curved, and straight. And if we look at our electrical nub here and we take the back of the nub where the wire is, okay, and not the front of the connector point, not the flat part, the little nubby part at the left side here, that is the back, okay, or the inside curve, the ID, or inside diameter, okay. OD is outside diameter, ID inside diameter, okay. Old machinist term. So, looking at our connector, I know that that's the back. So if I follow the top line here, okay, so the top of the electrical connector, it's straight across, then it curves around to get to the front of the connector, and then it's straight on the front of the connector. So I know this is going to go straight, curve, straight again. So if we look at the part that we want to put in, which is this one, it's straight, curved, straight again, right? So if we look at our electrical connector here, we'll kind of use that as a little bit of reference. So we'll go straight on the back, on the top side of our electrical connector. There's our straight line. And then the corner, we got to round the corner to get to the front. So we're rounding the corner. There's our corner. And then it flattens out again and becomes the flat part right there. Okay. Hopefully that'll help with this part be a little less confusing on finding your curvature. Now, if you're going to put it in normal size using like a universal adjacency, we'd have to figure out a different method. But I think just knowing where the front of it is pretty helpful. All right, so here what we're going to do is we're going to go to the front edge of our electrical connector here and line it up with this line because we want to bring this in a little bit in comparison to the other ones. This is going to make a different wall, if you will, or different support area. We're going to come down. We're a little bit different in our referencing here for this particular part. And we missed the glitch. So we're going to back out. We're going to bring the part back in again. And that always happens when I take too long to line up for some reason. It's like, you took too long. So now here, if I look at that, I can see that shadow or that highlight of the electrical connector, you know, and that's helping me to kind of get my parallel line situated. And now if we look, where the hell did that one go? Oh, okay, I doubled up here. Yep, so we doubled up on that one. So we need to find where the next level is for this. All right? Which should be right here. Right? Because we just put this one in. Oh, wait a minute. No, so that's that. That's this one. Okay. This is the next one we actually have to put in, is this curve here. Or maybe we might not do that. We were thinking about maybe a different design element. Matheny, what is going on? How you doing? How you doing? Thank you all for stopping in. This is going to be a short stream today. I'm heading to my brother's in New Hampshire, about a 3-hour drive from where I live. But he is getting me a computer for my birthday so I can better my streaming, which is pretty freaking cool, man. Like, I can't afford it. Thankfully, my brother can. I don't know how he can afford it either, but apparently he can, so. All right, so now we got to find where our next level is going to be. So, if this is where we just were, I don't know what the hell this one's for. We're going to come down. That's the one we just put in. So we should be able to go down 3 short walls. 1, 2, 3. But we're going to check that. I'm going to see when that comes through. And it seems a little high. It's actually not too bad. All right, we're going to stay with that leveling. All right, now I built a bunch of stuff, so I can now go into my catalog here. Grab that part. Now you can, you know, use a universal adjacency to place this in if you're looking to do it on a standard scale. You know, putting it in this way with the wire gets a little tedious, but in my opinion is well worth it in the long run. Because you get to do something a little bit different, you know, you get to be creative with a part that, you know, you may have seen if you have a creative save, you know, and it's green stated, and you're like, man, I want to use that, you know, that finally a curve in No Man's Sky, right? That you didn't have to create yourself. Pre-existing curve. So we're just going to continually drop this down till we get to a height that we're looking for. Andre Vandel, welcome, welcome. Yeah, APG with a PC. I know. I am a little nervous, I got to be honest. This is kind of a learning curve for me. Is this... Okay, see, we're not in the right position here. So what we need to do is we need to work off of, actually, unfortunately, we need to work off of a particular floor height, which should be this, honestly. But now that we're moving it down, that's changing the height of it. So now I got to figure out what to do next. All right, so that's not the proper height. Let's go down 4 from that. That'd be a full wall. Let's just kind of see where that decides to kind of cut through. All right, so now if I were to put it in this way, it's going to be too far away. It's going to be too much of a gap, right? Because we're putting this in a downwards direction, right? Why I decided to do that, I will never know. All right, but now we need to find proper height, which is kind of a drag, because it should be. But I think what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to go from our... All right, that's our base height. See, that should be our base height. There should be another floor panel under there, which there is. So, are we going to have to make adjustments as we come down? Because it appears that we may need to, which is sort of a bummer. All right, so here's the one we just did based off of this one. And if we look, we're sealed. I have a feeling we need to do floor panel adjustments as we go down, which I'm not looking forward to. All right, so oops, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, actually it is. So we need to now find our height, and that becomes kind of a pain in the butt. All right. And actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to reload. As much as we don't want to, we have to. Am I going to use keyboard or mouse? Probably not. I'm probably going to continue to build using a controller. I don't want to have to go through the hassle of making macros, and just a keyboard and mouse. I'm just so used to console and using a controller that I'm probably going to stick with it if I'm going to be 100% on that one. I'll give it a shot, but pardon me. I have a feeling I'm probably just going to stick with controller setup. But, you never know. Where the hell am I? How did I end up here? I don't remember being this is my... What the hell? Where the heck am I? I'm on my freighter that I started building. On this save, anyway. You can't imagine building with a controller? Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. I hear different opinions, obviously. I'm just so used to a controller that I think it'd be a bit of a learning curve for me to kind of switch. Well, that's the thing. Like, that's what I was thinking. I would have to set up macros, and then you got to set up the timing for that. And I'm new to PC. Like, you need something done with your Mac, I'm your guy. I can get through a Mac, no problem. I've had Macs forever. PC, there just seems like there's a lot of unnecessary bits and a little bit of redundancies that I'm just, trying to navigate a PC seems a little bit more difficult. But the main reason for getting a PC is really to run a capture card, and also so I can do some voice recording. My brother and his best friend keep saying I should read for Audible. They're like, "You got such a great voice, man. You should read for Audible." So I've been debating it. I'm kind of curious on the whole Audible thing. All right, we need to figure out where these are going to go, because this doesn't seem like it's in the right place. I'm going to come down one more off of that and see if yeah, see, we need to go upwards here, actually. So if I look here, 1, 2, now see here, this should really be down like a floor panel, which means I'd have to, ooh, now I gotta, hold on. Now I remember what I did. All right, so now this one we have to take from the lower floor panel. Oh, geez Louise, this is going to be a nightmare. Uh-oh. I didn't even think about this. I got to switch floor panels. So now, instead of coming from the top floor panel, see how we have a distance change here? Now I need to come down from this floor panel. Because it's going to be, see that distance that we're trying to change? So now, hopefully, so this is where we just put this one in. It's the upper one. So now the lower one beneath that one needs to be the lower floor panel that we put in. So now it should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So 3 down to the last one, then 3 more down would be 6. So now when I bring this floor panel out here, and we run it through, it's still too damn high. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. There's an old commercial. You guys remember that one? Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. And like, why uh-oh? What's so, well, yeah, uh-oh if you're eating that garbage, but... Oh, can I imagine never missing a glitch anymore? Right? That would be so cool. Yeah, I'm old too. That's what the Mac, if I could do a one button, I'm so proficient at this point with my controller, All right, looks like we've run into a problem. We have run into a snag, which we now need to figure out. Shizzle. This might work. Let me put this one in. We'll do it as a tester, and we'll see if this will work. It's tough to say. I don't know, to be honest with you. First time you, first time me. So this is all new. This is a technique I am inventing as I fly, using this part. So I'm just trying to get this to do what I need it to do. But it'll be cool because, I'll be able to actually do some games. Like I've been following Star Citizen for a long time, and it just looks like a beautiful game. But there's no build mechanic in it, which, you know me, it's what I love to do. If they were to add a build mechanic, I would definitely do that. Straight, curved, straight. Okay, now we need to look to see where it's seaming, right? There's a seam. And if we notice here where I put it, we've got a bit of a gap. No, not a gap, but a fold over, right? Which, if we carry that down is fine. If I continue that, if it stays at that height, we've got that fold over here, so that actually should work out pretty good for us. It'll stay with some consistency. Here we're seamed as we're coming down. Yeah, okay, that'll make some sense. That should work. All right, so what did we do? We came down off of our lower floor panel. Now we do know that all of this should be in line, so all I should really need to do is kind of bring this over, right? Carry this across. We also know that this will be our setup for this one, but we're going to have to shift it. We know how to do that, right? We're going to have to shift that over here to match this. And this is, again, why the cache pin can kind of be an annoyance just due to, all the movement you have to do between menus to get, what you're looking for. We're going to bring that over. We know that this should two. We know that these are for that one. All right. And now we're going to have to shift this floor panel over to match that other one. So we'll put that in there. Grab that. We're going to change the color. We're going to pop that up on here. Hoping that we hit the proper floor panel. This is where things can get a little tricky, because they're going to want to see how it wants to go to that one. There we go. Now we do that. Then we're going to shift that floor panel over. So that should match that one. Boom, boom, boom. We're going to do the same to this one over here, since we've dropped our flooring. And unfortunately, it also means we need to add that extra floor panel in there in order to get it to spin properly. That might be too low. Hold on, we'll find out in a second. Nope, we're good. All right. You remember that yet? Oh, foreplay, no action? Yeah. But it'll give me an opportunity to, offer up some different for all y'all, Right, that one just stays like that, so that doesn't need to be there. This, on the other hand, does. So that's actually, so that's here and here. Then we get rid of that one. And this one. We could also just, let's just do that too. That'll help. So we're going to get that carried over. Whoops, where'd that go? Uh-oh. Random floor tile. Alright, so now we're going to attempt to put everything in on that side. Alright, catalog guide. Well, actually, before we do that, let's go smash the rock so we don't got to do that again. Just in case we need to reload. Yeah, that is the one thing, Wolf, that I having to pay real money for stuff. I'm like, that game's already made like $500 million. So, yeah, at this point, you know, you're just being greedy, in my opinion. And you haven't put a building mechanic in. You have 500 and something million dollars you've earned. You know, it's a crowd-funded game. So, you know, that crap should be getting into some free territory. I mean, it looks impressive. I'll at least give it that. It definitely looks impressive. Like graphically, it just, you know, quite gorgeous looking. I mean, I wish I could just stream all day today. I would be stoked to do that. Just kind of get this building built with all of y'all here. You know, that'd be great. You guys could see the, you know, the start to finish kind of thing going on with it. But if I can go get a computer today, well, hell yeah. We're going to do that. Plus, I get to see my brother, who I haven't seen in 6 months, like I said. Since Christmas, every Christmas, is, you know, we always see each other on Christmas. That's like my brother's rule. He's like, I don't care where you are in the world. You better be with me on Christmas. They can be. Yeah, so Matheny, like Google the game, right? And, you know, I even, and be like, you know, what has, you know, this game earned, and I think it's like 570 something million dollars. And it is a, yeah, we don't. Well, you know, some people actually enjoy listening to my voice while they try to nap, which is, in my humble opinion, freaking awesome. Like, if my voice is soothing enough to make you feel comfortable enough to fall asleep, then heck yeah, man, right on. Do it to it. If I can help you get some Z's and rest and relax and feel better when you wake up, Well, man, if I can be your melatonin, I would be more than happy. But I got a 3-hour drive ahead of me. So I'm going to unfortunately have to cut it a little early today. Oh, see, now I screwed that up. I didn't think about it right. Okay. Unfortunately, now that means I got to clear my cache. Start again. Decoration, 2 over. Grab that. Cache it. So, I want to go, because this needs to go straight, curve. Wait, how does this one go? This one goes straight, curve, straight, right? So, if I'm looking at this here, I'm going to go straight, curve around, and then straight again, right? So it should line up to here. But no, it doesn't. Because the curve, oddly enough, it's sort of sided. So here, I think what I need to do is, I think we need to go up with this. You think it would make sense here, but it doesn't. So, straight, you think it would curve around and then go straight, but watch. Oddly enough, right? And my brother's best friend just bought a Porsche. So if I'm lucky, I'll get a ride in a Porsche today. Well, I've ridden in Porsches before. I have a friend who I grew up with. His dad had a garage, and now he owns the garage because his father passed recently. But they fixed, Porsche, Ferrari, Bugatti, Fiat, all that stuff. So technically, this should go straight, curved, straight, and should technically go where we want. But for some reason, because that's the back side, okay, it does not. Now, see how now it does do that. It goes straight, curve, and straight, but it's the wrong direction of the curve. So you got to keep that in mind as well. So whenever my alarm goes off is when I need to get rolling. Packed an overnighter. I'm not going to drive 3 hours, hang out with him for 2 or 3, and then drive 3 hours back home. Plus, he'd be more stoked if I just spent the night, and that would give us time to hang out and play some Call of Duty. I might even be able to stream that, which is weird. So, now if I think about it, now we're going to go straight line. The curve is going to come to the back. See, because that's where our curve is rounding on that top, and then it's going to go straight. So we know that the back of the nub is the, back of the curve, right? I just wanted to kind of point that bit out. That even though you think it's going to go, you got to remember there's a front and a back to this as well, to this particular part. So knowing that helps with your lineup. So now I know that my curve needs to be back there, which is the front of the connector. And to get it all into this BS of missing your glitch. So we start at the same reference, though, that we did for all the other bits. So we start here where our other one started. I always start with my flat, rotate around, get that as perpendicular as possible. And now we take a look, and that curve is now curving into the direction we want it to. Perfect. All right. Moving on. After we save. Well, yeah, this is what I call engineering on the fly, all right? Not like I thought about this. It's like, oh, that's a neat part. What can I do with it? Oh, shoot. How do I make it work? How do I turn it? What direction? How do I do this? How do I do that? You know? And, oh, okay, I did this. That looks neat. What if I do this? You know, what if I turn it on its side? What if I, you know, etc., etc., etc. All right, so now we're going to clear the cache again. That way we can, but before we do any of that, now we have to find our next level. So I'm just going to carry this all the way down, all right? So now, this should, if we go off of this one, and we just keep working off of this, right? We're going to get that fold over, but I'm kind of not hating it. But we're also going to notice that it's going to probably stick out a little bit different in its spacing, but we'll keep it. And now, at least I know that all I got to do here with the one that we adjusted is I just got to, you know, bring these down. So technically I only have to do, you know, 2 of them, thankfully. Now this one is for this bit, and then this one is for the other side, right there. So this is for this part. This one is for this part, and this one is for that part. Actually, this one is for nothing. It's kind of a middle, but kind of not. It's a little offset. Well, yeah, and then, you know, I take this part, and I do all the figuring out part, and then I tell you how to not get frustrated. Is basically what it rolls down to. It's like, all right. Oh, wait, we left that in there. That was in the beginning. We don't need it. Okay. All right. So now let's bring down our next line, which should be 3. Oh, we already did that from here. Never mind. But we'll just keep carrying it down because I want to see where this ends up. 3. Because wherever this ends up is going to be, you know, wherever the floor ends up. Looks like we're one off. Awesome. All right, so that means that I can actually start on this one. And then we'll take the one that we raised up and we'll bring it down to our final one where it finally meets up here. Exactly. I do the homework, you copy off of me. That's a good way to put it. All right, so we know we've gone through all that. We're going to grab our part again. And so the left side of the connector is where the curve happens. Right? Or the bottom in that case. So if the nubby's to the right, that curve is coming in straight, then curving. If the nubby's to the left, it's going, you're looking at the top, it's going straight and curving down. If you're looking at the nubby to the right, the bottom line is your straight line, then curving around to the front. So that's how you try to keep that curvature in mind. And knowing, you know, that your curve is going the proper direction. Like so. All right, and then that would come down one more and blah, blah, blah. All right. Let's see where this all ends up. I have a feeling now I need to switch this one actually to the higher floor panel one. But at this point, I don't really know if I'm going to be 100%. Because we've altered, you know, spacing, we're gonna, as we bring that down, that spacing's gonna change a little bit. And part of it is due to the floor panel itself, just kind of not being, you know, the phasing depth is different. You know, one floor panel, you're sitting right on top, another floor panel, you're sinking in a little bit, you know, so you're gonna get a little, you know, little discrepancies throughout it as you're moving up and down. There's a good example of it. So, I know we're going to have a serious fold over here. So we're going to have to make some adjustments. And it might just be like, oh, that works, you know. Stylistically. At this point, it's kind of an aesthetic thing. And, I mean, they're going to say yay or nay. And some of it's going to be, do I really, really feel like doing more of that work? No, I don't. There is this great, although the people that work in there are kind of pompous, but there's a guitar store, music store where my brother lives. You know what? I like the stripes. We're going to keep the stripes. That sells my dream guitar brand. The guitar I want is ridiculously expensive. It is $5,000. I will never own it. But that's why it's called a dream guitar. Unless I win the lottery, that guitar, unfortunately, will never be mine. It's kind of like the Wayne's World scenario there. Oh, shit. What did I delete? I deleted something I didn't want to delete, didn't I? Oh, I'm on the wrong side. That explains why it looks different. Right, so we got 1, 2, 3. This one I thought looked a little twisted. It's not only is the guitar like really well made, it is a piece of artwork in itself. Just the woods and attention to detail, the color, like the whole thing. It's a beautiful piece of artwork. The Forkenheimer. This is a pain. This part gets to be painful sometimes. It really does. It's like, really? I could have sworn I had it just like the other one. But not always the case, unfortunately. Oh, what are we doing now? What are we doing here? I don't bloody know anymore. All right here. Why are you different? You're even... All right, so I got to bring it towards me more. You know what it is? It's gotten dark. So my reference, my highlights, my shadows are different. It's a Suhr, S-U-H-R. Suhr guitars. It's an emerald green burst. It's freaking gorgeous. Actually, if you Google, I think it's S-U-H-R, Suhr guitars. And I'm just going to leave that for now. I just want to see what this all looks like. And then do like emerald green. I believe a picture comes up for it. It's probably been sold by now. Electric. It's an electric. I don't believe sewer makes acoustic. I could be wrong, but I don't believe they do. I believe they are mainly acoustic. I mean, mainly electric, rather. Excuse me. Yeah, I'll never own that guitar, man. I would love to, and I don't have an electric at the moment, but that's not entirely true. I've got a horrible electric Fender Squire Strat, but it is horrible, quite honestly. It's not even fun to play. And see what I was talking about? See how much this connector is sinking into that floor panel? Which is going to alter, you know, our height, unfortunately. And that changes your reference on a bunch of levels. You know, as soon as that phases in, you know, everything that you've had for reference is going to kind of change a little bit. Your highlights, your shadows, you know, even if you're using your torch, you know, the highlights from the ambient light, come on. This is the annoying part. And unfortunately, the only solution I've found to try and level you out on a floor panel for phasing is to like throw a shim, like a poster underneath it. Downside with that is even that isn't exactly accurate. And missing the glitch becomes an annoyance. Even the birds are like, why? I can't even really call them birds, the flying creatures. Oops, I forgot to add. Okay. Thanks for playing the guitar last night during the stream. Oh, my pleasure. Right? So the only way to place this part enlarged is with a wire, yes. Well, you could probably do a universal adjacency with it, with an enlarged part, but it's just, in order to line it up the way I need to, and I need to turn it and twist it to have it go in the directions I need, it just seems easiest with the wire. But you can, like, say you want to use this as a normal part, right? You just want to use the, you know, you want to use it at its standard scale, or its standard size. You could potentially come in here And I don't know where this is going to go. I've never used it in this fashion, so this will be neat. You could potentially come in here like this. Now this, I think, attaches to walls, and that's why I'm trying it with a wall here. Now see how we've switched out. So now I got to back out. Now it's coming in again, so we'll do that. All right, see how that goes in on a wall? So that's front. Now, this piece will snap to itself like that. And at a standard scale, it's about a short wall height, you know, but if you look at it, is it really? No, it's a little bit different in height. So in order to put this in a corner sort of scenario, I wonder, maybe we'd have to do something like this. Perhaps. But it is possible to do it in other ways, yes. Oops. I guess I need those walls in there. Kind of keep those in place, huh? There we go. But even this, when you miss your glitch, is a pain. You got to back out of your build camera. You have to... Okay, and even that, you know, we'd have to turn that. It does have a snap point, yes, in the center of itself. So, you know, even this, it's a little funky the way it goes in. You know, you'd have you're thinking, well, that's the front, you know. So if I were to try and repeat that, you know, you'd have to kind of figure out where everything sits. Because the snap point is the curve, right? So the curve... I hate this game sometimes. I really do. Oh, we built one, so I would have had to have cleared the cache. So, yeah, I don't know the positioning, though. It's weird. Because the snap point on this is right here. So, you know, if that's the middle of this part, and the floor is the middle, the curve ends up, you know, where those snap points are. So that curve would actually have to be here, and then backwards, you know, so you'd have to start the curve on the corner. You know, and having that as its center point, you know, so I'm wondering if that's part of why this piece kind of ended up going to, sort of to the wayside a little bit. Which, you know, we would have figured it out. Give us these pieces back. So this, and this. I don't remember this, but it might have been there. Well, and then this part here, wherever it is, it actually ends up in a different menu, doesn't it? There should be a power door. Hold on, let me find it. Large wall, roof panel, wall, linking post. Where's that door? Does that end up in another menu altogether? Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, hold on. No, that's one page. Where's the power door? Huh. Power and industry? No. Buildables? No. Basics. Where the hell did it end up? Core structures. There it is. The shutter door. My apologies. That's what it's called. So you have a shutter door here. This is an original part. So this part here and this, and this were original build parts. I think I have the curved wall unlocked. The curved wall only shows up in a non-grayed out state in a creative started save. It must originally start as a creative save. And then, oops. And then it should be available to you to cache pin. And when I'm talking there, like very, very beginnings of building, like when they first introduced it, it was like shortly thereafter, though. All right, now here's our problem again, right? See how we're sinking in? Which immediately lets us know that we are going to be a little bit deeper than the last one. And so we're going to not go off of that. We're going to just continue to carry this down. We're going to dual stripe it. I kind of wanted this to meet here, but to be honest with you, at this point, I am not going to futz around with trying to figure out where to to level out each floor panel every time I need to make an adjustment. It's just not worth it to me. Well, okay, so they got removed at one point. So it was a brief time. Like Boyd had these parts as well. I had them for like a hot minute, and then my PlayStation crapped out, and I wasn't set up to save it to the cloud and all that fun stuff. Actually, I don't even think the cloud saving was available at that time. No, it must have been. Either way, I lost it, is what it really boils down to. I lost that save with that part. And it may have actually just been taken away. I'm trying to remember the scenario. I mean, it was super, super brief. And I just wish they would return it to us in a usable fashion, in a snappable fashion. I would also wish that they would fix the issue in free placing things like cord, and this is what gets me. These are the things, and you know how much I love this game and how much I respect and love the creators of this game. These cats have been unbelievable. Yeah, see, what the... All right, we're going to have to mess around with that a little bit. It is a little off here and there. A lot of it we're going to cover and you're not going to see it, but you know, you won't see this because we'll have, you know, we're going to have to make some finicky adjustments at some point, unfortunately, just to kind of make it as believable as possible. But this should, you know, I'm going to move it forward a hair. We'll probably adjust the floor later. And then, you know, we'll be able to hide that. Well, there's always ways to cover things, you know. No, but the way I always look at it is if I notice it, somebody else is going to notice it. Then they're going to say something. Then I'm going to be like, I know. And then I'm going to want to tear it down and rebuild it. So I figure get it out of the way now. But what I would do here for this particular thing is I would probably just shift this floor panel forward by one. You know, we do the little micro adjustment. You know, we just kind of shift it enough, boom. But a floor panel, you know, accurately done so that we could, you know, keep moving this forward. You know, until we find a, you know, a placement that we're stoked about. Until it finally just covers the front of that, you know. And this, again, we would do the trick, you know, so that we would have a snappable version, you know, not me hand placing it in like this, which, let's face it, is not going to be at all what we need. But we could use the wall, adjust the floor panel just a hair, you know, then carry this up, hiding all of that, you know, so you don't see it. And now, you know, you have the internals. So, we're making progress. That's always good. And now we got to do the other side. And actually now I got to carry all of this down. And this one is located where? That's actually, believe it or not, located here. So this, where I'm going to be glitching from, is actually going to come off of this floor panel, oddly enough. So as we come down, we're going to see where that is. That's right here. I'm going to have to get underneath. And we're going to have to drop these the same way. Hopefully. All right, so here, that's you. You are that one. And this is where everything starts to get confusing. Now, had I already known how to do this, or it was a snappable part, I could have just gone through, snapped in everything the way it needed to do. And, you know, we wouldn't have to be going through what we're going through right now. Unfortunately, and I should probably save right about now, since I can't see diddly, that is going to make our lives kind of an annoyance. Is it really bad? Nah. It's just, you know, more work than normal. That's all. Alright, so now I just got to figure out where each of these has ended up. Like, which one did I put in, which have I not? And because we've got block from another one, so I put in this one. Now I need to come down 3. I think that's the one we put in. Again, it's very difficult to tell sometimes because I can't see what I'm doing here. So, all right, this one is coming across. There it is. That's the one. So 1, 2, and 3 should bring us to our next one. And even stuff like this, when I'm moving a part like that, then copying this, I remember what we used to go through to glitch build. Heck, I remember we used to go through just a build. Never mind glitching. Nobody really knew what glitching was back then. I didn't even until, thankfully, somebody showed me. Granted, now I curse the day they showed me because that's what I do. But yeah, see, this one continually becomes a problem. That's going to drive me insane for a little while until I can figure out how to get one. And that, again, it's floor panel. That floor panel is so different in its phasing characteristics than the other ones around it that me trying to get my reference to put it in the same spot becomes very tricky. Sometimes removing the floor panel and rebuilding it can help, but other times doesn't really matter. You out of here? Alrighty. Well, take care. Thank you for stopping in. Good to have you hanging out in the pocket today. Helping support these action pants. What time we got here? Oh, we're almost done for today. Ooh, excuse me. Like I said, I didn't want to not do a Sunday stream. It's my day, that I try to be on consistently. My guaranteed streaming day. The other ones are like if I get out of work early or, like in this particular instance, I had a vacation, some vacation time. What did I just do? Oh, for that one. Okay. Is that in the same spot? Are we okay for that? Yeah, we are. Okay. And then we can do the other side and get our scaffold in at least. All right, so now what this should give me, hopefully, is this part right here. So this should come down along that line. Now, I am going to remove things. I am going to change things. You know, I'm going to delete some of these in order to put windows in and whatnot. I just, you know, I want to get the basic shape in there and then go, all right, you know, how do I want to alter this now? You know, what do I see? You know, what can we add as a, you know, where can we put our windows? How can we put our windows? Is that going to make me change window style, which is then not going to make me change the style up top? Again, I'm trying to keep a little consistency and a little style cue from Teabag and Shin and Hellboy. You know, their museums, you know, they had a similarity with some of the window style. They're using wood. I could probably switch this to wood grain, but I don't think it'll look good, so I'm not gonna. And now it's just all the rest of this. All right, so now if I carry all of that down, boom, boom, boom. Then I got to carry, yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to be doing this like 100 times. Oh, too bad lady just left. Lady Thin. She had asked me about my freighter last night, and I was like, oh, I could go take a look at the freighter. I know it's going to be all flashy and broken, but... And again, part of what I wanted to do for this art gallery was make the building kind of different, and, you know, sort of part of the attraction was a different style building. Not another circular structure, which I've done enough of, and not another just plain up square, you know. And so this part kind of became, you know, an integral part of, you know, the framework of this. And, you know, in order to be a little, you know, to work outside what I've done before, unfortunately that means, you know, some of the hassles that come with this. Like figuring out directionality with the curve and, you know, how much spacing to use to stack them on each other if you scale it. Now you could, actually, you know what? I was just thinking of something. Because you brought up, you know, do I have to put it in with the wire? And now I've been in my head, like, how would I do that now if I didn't want to use the wire and I just wanted to use that part at its standard, you know, standard scale? Like, how would I do that? Like, what would be the best method for that? Because if you think about the snap point needs to start here in the corner, right? So hypothetically, let's just kind of make one for fun. Because now you got me thinking about it. How would I put that in the corner? Because we know that, oh, we could turn that thing. So if we did this, and then we knew, we'd have to know, and again, this would be trial and error, but like if I put this in here, right, can I turn that? No, because then it drops. Yeah, see, it only really truly goes in one way. So, you could set up a wire. You could, let's see what the block might work. that going to end up putting me in a corner? Aha! Alright. Again, ha-has. We're just taking a look, see what we got here. Just in case somebody wants to just do a normal scale version, I can help out with that, hopefully. So that's our corner, right? Haha. I knew that was going to happen. Nope. Didn't clear the cache. Now all you really got to do is you just got to build something. You don't have to. I mean, I delete it because I'm just clearing it, and it's just whatever part happens to be in front of me. But, you know, if you want to delete the part that you're going to use to do your adjacency, then just rebuild it, and it should clear the cache enough. All right, so but even this is a pain because you can't just get that part back. You know, you have to move out of your camera and, you know, whatnot. Okay. So, and that would put it out to there. So, yeah. So it looks like we just have to bring it in here like that. Looks like it's flat is what we need. So if we take that, we could turn this into a wall so that we can get our directionality right. Now our snap point would be on the corner. And then you could use that, get your directionality. Hopefully. It might not work. It might need to go in all four directions. That's the problem. You know, there are essentially four curves here, right? Yeah, well, because it doesn't exist in the catalog technically, so you can't just copy it. Exactly. So if I put it in like so, there it is. And see how that would snap there. But since we can't, you know, we gotta do what we gotta do. We know. So now this is curving this way, so I would know that I'd have to take this one and curve it the other way, right? I'd have to go to the back side of it. So in order to match that curve. Oh, no, I guess not. All right, so if that's the back side, now if I flip that over completely, now think about this. What's going to happen? So instead of a full turn, we need a half a turn, right? So that would be off of this. Okay, so now we're working off of this piece here, right? No, we're not. All right, so what would we need to do here? Would that be the front again? Let's find out. Oops. I screwed up on that one. All right, boom. I'm going to change that to a wall. Oops. And if it is sideways, what we'd have to do is put the door or the wall in like that instead. Which something tells me that's what we're going to have to do. So then we're going to put the wall in sideways, which then still puts our snap point in the spot we need. And this is if you're starting by looking, so here's our front, so we're actually starting with the back, if you will. And you could, you know, move this, you could put I mean, it's just, there's a bunch of things we could do here. So now, if I do that, put that in, okay, now we know we got to turn that the other way. So that should face forward. And then we'll try to learn how, knowing where the, you know, where the curve works with like this wall, for example, right? We figured it out with the electric connector. We just now need to figure it out with using another part. You know, where's the front of the curve? Where's the back of the curve? How does that work? There it is. Okay. So now you have, you know, a nice, it's got a fold over, but it's going to be nice and even, thankfully, because it's technically snapped at this point. Cash bin still works. I haven't gotten into Space Engineers again yet. I was going to wait till after I got my computer running. There was an update for the PlayStation recently for it, so I do need to check it out. But currently, I got to be honest with you, until I get into the building aspect, I don't like the game. I don't like the graphics, quite honestly. I think they're a little flat. I think they're a bit boring. I think that it's a little too simple in comparison to what we've been looking at here on No Man's Sky. I find it to be, you know, for something that came off a PC and it's ported to a PlayStation 5, I kind of find it to be, I don't know. I just don't dig on the graphic style. It is a little parochial. But we'll see. The fighting, the fighting mechanic, the combat mechanic is garbage. That I will definitely stand by until they, you know, again, until I start building. I can't give a real accurate description on whether or not I really like the game. The only reason I got it was because there was a building mechanic in it. What? No, 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 no. That's not right. Oh, I know why. I'm in the wrong spot. I'm doing the wrong. This one is for a different shape. So I'm putting it in the wrong spot by accident. I was thinking it's this. This actually comes from the inside of that. So now I got to remember what the hell it is I'm doing. We're going to be doing a lot of reworking for no reason. All right, now this should be this, right? And now I'm thinking I should have put these in first, because now I'm going to bump into that wall. My reference, hopefully I can keep together. All right, so this I need to think about. This is going to go down. Straight, curving out to the front, and then straight again, right? Which put me way the hell down here off of that one. Okay. But that's the direction we need. So that needs to go down. So the flat part, then it curves around to the back. All right. So just think of the electrical connectors. The flat part of the electrical connector is the front wall, right? And then as you follow that connector around to the right, it then curves around to the side wall, you know. So now we'll do our usual build, delete, clear the cache, come down. Now, I don't know what day I'm going to return. On streaming, I think it'll be tomorrow in the evening or early, mid-afternoon, late afternoon. I doubt it's going to be with the computer. It'll probably just be a standard PlayStation stream initially until I get, set up for, I'm going to test the capture card and all that stuff. We'll get going on that. Maybe do a test with that. I don't know. We'll see. Holiday tomorrow. Yeah, I don't work normally anyway on Monday, so that's a bonus for me. But in the same, I never get the holiday, if you will. It's been like that for most of my jobs, unfortunately. Most of my working career has been, you miss out on all the fun days. But I have it off, so it's really not a big deal. I'm hoping, and I'll still be at my brother's Monday, until probably early afternoon, then I'll head back. I might do an early evening stream tomorrow. And then we'll try to do one a little more. I got to talk to a friend of mine at work and see if they can help me get set up. They're very, very computer savvy. It's what they do for us, actually. So that would be great. And he and his girl stream too. They've had some experience. So he's already been there and hopefully can get me rolling pretty quick. That's my hope anyway. Hopefully he'll be able to help me. Hey Zabs, how you doing? It's pre-built from like a big box store. I think it's called an Omen. My brother has a certain budget he can do for me, which is actually a pretty decent budget. But as long as I can, later on upgrade the graphics card and, the processor and the power supply and all that, I should be okay. Again, I really basically need this to run a capture card so that, when the game crashes, my stream doesn't crash at the same time. And so I can do some audio recording and some music stuff. Why is it there's always one that is, like, so much different than everybody else? Even though we're using essentially the same freaking reference every time. So I may need to call on some of y'all to help me learn my PC. Again, like if this were a Mac, no problem. I'd have that running the minute I got it out of the store. Like, all right, what do I need to do? I need this, this, and this. Got it. Needs to go here, here, and here. I got to download this, that, and the other thing. All right, we're good. But a PC's got like, is it in this folder? Is it over here in this folder? What the hell is it doing over here? You got to download drivers and crap like that for stuff, don't you? I mean, and there's YouTube. I'm sure I can, I can fuss around on YouTube finding what I need to find. All right. For now, we're going to leave it like this because, well, I just don't feel like messing about too much with it. I'm going to do one more fix, or try to fix, and then we'll move on to the next stage. Although we're almost done for today, unfortunately. I would love to have returned this evening, like go up there, get my computer, head back home, get streaming again. But I want to spend some time with my brother. I want to see the photos he took in Japan. And, again, I haven't gotten to hang out with him since Christmas, so it'll be nice to chill out with my bro. Granted, the 3-hour drive is not what I'm looking forward to today. I was hoping a buddy of mine would have been able to go, but it is what it is. And oh man. No worries, Gamma. My brain's never working, homie. It might be an Enra raid incoming Zabs. Of course, it's my short stream, and I'm actually I got 30 minutes. I can extend it 30 minutes. I have an alarm set, but I'm going to extend it. That was more just to let me know. If I leave here at a little after 10, I'll get there for a little after 1, so that's good. Okay. Oh. No, 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 not that part. Not yet. I think I'm going to try to use as much of these parts and post the crap out of it at Hello Games. Like, give us these parts back, please. Just be like, give to me now. All right, now I'm going to put these bloody things in, and I think here it's going to go straight, curve, straight. Yeah, so I think I want it going in this direction. I think I want to go off to the left here. And trying to work in these confines can get a little tricky. But this one I should just be able to go blammo. No, base computer. What did we forget to do? We forgot to clear our cache. So we'll clear the cache. We'll go back. We'll grab that again. Joy Ross, Joe, what's going on? How you doing? Thank you for the raid, Anra. Good to see you. Some news. Action Pants is getting a PC today, hopefully. If everything works out appropriately. And that will allow us to bring you better content. Hopefully. Oh, come on. I wonder if I can install a bleep machine, so whenever I go to swear, it bleeps. I'm going to be like, bleep. I think that would be funny. Like a little bleep program. I mean, they must have some sort of, they do it for live TV, right? Alright, so we basically just cleared the cache by adding that floor panel in. Ah. Okay. How many bleeps in a row contest? But that's what I'm talking about, we can have some fun with that sort of stuff. And then I could get you guys the redeems, and I could make up some, I don't know how to do all that, but, because I always see the little memes pop up like, oh, yeah, and things like that. And I'd like to do my versions, something that would be related to, what what we got going on here. I just want to make you guys happier. That's my goal. And I'd like to provide better content if possible, you know? Like, I mean, I know I'm never going to be like a Beebs, Zane numbers of subscribers, nor do I think I, could probably handle any of that. I don't know if I could or couldn't, to be honest with you. And I'm never going to have that kind of sub count. But, it would be nice to, take the folks that are already subscribed to me and, offer them up a little more to do in the stream, like when I'm being Builder's Hushy and, things of that nature. Play music and not get copyright frickin' notifications, which I've been getting a lot of just by talking a song. Like, look, if I put a string of words together that just happen to be in a frickin' song, you can't copyright me for that. That's ridiculous, Like, it's a little, I gotta be honest, it's a little over... Oh, the prefab video? Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to do edits, I mean, Beeble did the editing on that one. But I did the, obviously I did the voiceover stuff. Abusive? What's abusive, Wilbur? Excuse me. Oh, I'm getting another coffee on the way to my brother's, that's for sure. We should probably save at some point here, huh? Ah. That's the sound of your knees and hips and ankles exploding. Ready? Oh, I didn't do it that time. That right there. That's your knees, hips, and everything exploding when you land. But if you have your action pants on, you're good. Emra, what is going on? How you doing today? Thank you all for stopping in. Good to see you. I wish I could be longer today. I wish I could just stream the day away. Ooh, pardonnez-moi. How offset are you here? That's my other question. Are you even nowhere near centered to any of this? Whatever. And I think I may have helped out the helpers party yesterday. I was asked to come in and give some advice on building stuff. And hopefully I helped them. Love to see where they go with this idea. And I may even at some point build something there for them, but I gotta get this thing done and my city done. Those are the two projects right now that need to be completed. The city needs to get finalized. We've only got like a base computer's worth of parts left, so that's a bonus. Sweet! Boom, 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 kaboom. We are doing all right here. That becomes sort of a thing, so I'm going to have to use the floor panels. So we're going to bring that up in order to match, so that would be kind kind of a level 3 dealie, right? Or we just kind of take these, like so. Yep, we'd have to scooch that. Do we have both? We have the wolf pack here. I'm sorry, Gamma, man. I wish I could be here for a few more hours, but I've got about a half an hour left before I gotta head out to my brother's. And hey, you know, my brother's freaking hooking me up with a freaking computer, so. I can't argue with that, man. I'm looking forward to learning a new skill. Alright, I'm not worried about, oh shit, how we're gonna take care of all that yet. What did I do? Oh, it's just a, there we go. Alright, that's a good amount of those. Now we gotta do all of these bloody things. If it ain't one thing, it's another, right? Alright. Alright, I believe we can just put these in to the right-hand side, and we should actually be able to travel through this pretty quickly. I'd like to get at least that part done. Gamma, I wish I could visit and hang out with you, get your mind off of things a little bit, you know? Show me around where you live and all that, get your mind free for a moment, even if just a brief moment, that can help. Alright, I think this is just off to the left here. I could be wrong. I don't know for 100%, but we're going to give it a shot. We'll take a look over here. That's right there. I think that's correct. We don't have anything bumping in. Downside, now I don't know which one I need to do. Alright, so I just did this one. I need to go down to this one. That'll help. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell is going on with this? That needs to get the hell out of there. Oh, I did the wrong one. Oh, that's right, because these are... This is so confusing. That is... Alright, these interior are for here. These exterior are for here. This is going where? You are going... Alright, this goes in and back. So... it's this one, right? Yeah. Yeah, that was right. Because I need to go... Oh no, I was on the wrong side, I think. Alright, so this should go... if I'm thinking about this right. So, here's the back of the curve. We're going straight across. We're looking at the top of our electrical nub. Straight across, turning, and then straight forward. Come on! Of course, it's always when I have limited time that nothing works, right? It's like, oh, you've only got a short period of time to get all this done? Here, let me make it as impossible for you as I can. Yep, that should be it. Yeah, there it is. Straight across, curving in. That should give us an interior curve, which it does. Alright, we're good. So this one I should just be able to drop in there relatively quick. I mean, now that we know our directions and everything, it should go a little smoother. You know, now I can kind of predict where it's going to end up. And there's plenty of space, really, to move around because it jumps so far off of your glitch point. You know, there's plenty of room to kind of get into where you need to and do your thing. Question is getting it to do that for you. And not missing your damn glitch. Yeah, I'm a little... Will do, Joe. Thank you, I will. Shoot, what was I going to say just a second? Oh, Blender. Blender, like hell, I got a learning curve just on learning how to use the computer. Never mind trying to learn Blender. But we'll get there, hopefully. You know, I'm curious to see. I'd like to learn how to make mods, to be honest with you. Like how to make a... somebody I might be able to help me out with some of that. Ash Fact is freaking awesome at that stuff. You ever want to see some really amazing Blender builds? Check out Ash Factus channel. and his mods for like lighting and everything and realism for No Man's Sky. If you saw some of the stuff that he did, for like the lighting and the realism of it, you'd be like, yeah, let's get that going on. And his builds, like Ash Factor was the first to make an airlock in No Man's Sky using Blender and some mods. I'd like to use some of the mods at like where I don't delete things. But at the same time, I don't want to get to the point where I'm building things that people can't build on console. One of the things I enjoy about doing what I'm doing here is that everything I do, anyone can make. You know, you just have to have a little bit of patience, right? But it is, it's some things that anyone can make. And, I kind of want to stay with that. Like, I mean, I'm going to do some experimenting and whatnot, and, as a separate thing, like, hey, this is Blender, but still no tablecloth. I'll make a tablecloth. That's it, Liz. I will make you the tablecloth when I learn how to do all that stuff. If we haven't gotten one in the game by then. It'll be the Kevacloth. Oh, that's that alarm. Alright. Looks like Captain Steve is doing a Distant Worlds tours, Hogwarts, and Casino? That looks neat. See if we can't find somebody to raid. I gotta get on the road. As much as I want to just hang out with you guys today and be lazy and grab some nip-nip. I haven't even hit nip-nip yet, man. Normally I would have already been like blazing. Getting ready to build for hours. But driving in that is something I don't tend to do. On occasion, I will go on a short trip to the store, but I will not do a long distance trip necessarily. Because, well, it's called respect for other people. If there were no one on the road, hell yeah. But in all honesty, it doesn't affect me that way anyway. I've done tests. I've had tests done. My reaction time is just as good, and if not, sometimes better, believe it or not. Because my concentration is there. All right, we are roughly matchy-matchy per side. A couple little flurby-derbies here that I could probably fix, and we'll get to that. But at least we've got a form of a match, so I can kind of start seeing where we're going to be here. Then I'll strip things out. Requires 64-bit per and operating system OS Windows 1011, 64-bit version, processor Intel Core, i3 memory, 8 gigs of RAM, graphics NVIDIA GTX 1063 gigabyte. All right, I'll try and tell you what I'm looking at here. Deyabante, what is going on? What I should be getting, I think, and this is just, let me see if I can find it. I think I took a picture of some of the stuffage. Let me see here. Give me one sec, folks. All right. It is Intel Core i5 13400F, not sure what that means. 16 gigabyte memory, NVIDIA GeForce something or other. It's a 4.6 gigahertz. How's that? Is that good? So it's got an i5 134 or 13400F. I don't know what the F is. Freaking fast, mofo. 16 gigabyte memory and a NVIDIA GeForce something or other. Now, in the beginning, I'm going to just stay on the PlayStation, okay? I'm just going to stream out the PlayStation, but we'll have a capture card installed, actually, and so that way when the game says, you are doing more than you should, I am going to crash on you, or when we get an update and the game's like, I'm feeling crazy because there's a bunch of new stuff going on, I'm going to blue screen on you. My stream won't stop. I'll be able to pick everything back up and, you know, I think we should be okay. That was my biggest reason for getting the computer, was so that, you know, I mean, how many times have we crashed, you know, or like blue screened a bunch of times? I've restarted the stream, you know, 2-3 times in a session, and say we start with 10 people, we crash, 5 people come back, we crash again, 3 people come back, so we crash again, you know, only you diehards come back. So, you know, that makes it difficult to, you know, keep people's interest. I mean, it's hard enough for me to keep people's interest with what I do, but, you know, I'm looking forward to trying some games that are like, you know, PC only. Valheim, for example. I'd be curious to see a building game where I have to think structurally and not just creatively. Starfield, you know, which is not apparently going to be coming out on the PlayStation. I could get Starfield. I might even be able to get some form of an emulator and play some like vintage games that I used to dig on. I'd love to find Blasto again. Oh, that would be so awesome. Blasto is a hilarious game on the PlayStation 1, I believe. Might have been the PS2, but I think it was PS1. It starred Phil Hartman as the voice, and if you remember who Phil Hartman is, he was an actor. He was on The Simpsons. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from, you know, right? He was the voice of Troy McClure. So he was actually the voice of Blasto, and it was the first video game I consistently laughed out loud at. You know, it was just a really, really, really well done game for the time, you know. So much so that people still occasionally, I was on Twitter and somebody had actually was like, remember this game? I'm like, hell yeah, I do. I loved that game. All right, so it looks like we've got, you know, some stuff going on here. We're going to, you know, again, I'm filling these all and then I'm going to start deleting. All right, I'm dropping them all in and then I'm going to delete strips of them so that we can put in windows and, you know, and whatnot, and decorative items, and, you know, we'll try and straighten this stuff out over here so that these foldovers are matching. Okay, like this one here, we got a nice central one, but this one here has a tendency to be a little twisted. So actually we're going to probably twist this one, I have a feeling. So we would probably redo this one, you know. So, or, you know, we could, if it matched on both sides, I'd just keep it, but it doesn't. I'd like to get it so it's like this one here. This one we know is probably as flush as we can get it, even though if we look over here, you know, it's a little more forward. But if we remember the one we just snapped, it actually had a very similar, there's one that always seems to be a little bit different. I don't know why. It's just the way it curves into itself. Who knows? Then we'll get into color changing and detail and all that fun stuff. You know, we'll start filling this in. I already know what I'm going to do down on the lower section here. So down here, I'm going to have like a long feature wall thing. That's going to just be all wacky, kaleidoscopy stuff. And then I'll have, paintings and sculptures and, just try to have interesting things to look at. I am not going to do what T and Shin did, and Hellboy did, which is, they built although I might, you never know, I might get inspired, but they built miniature stuff, or cars or, vehicles or space vehicles or whatever. I'm just going to make art stuff, sculptures and things of that nature, signs and whatnot. Space Engineers I started, Devante. I'm not digging it right now, but that may change. I'm going to give it, a fair shake. Yeah, I know, Gim. I know, it's like everything else electronic. Oh, it's 6 months later? Yeah, that's way out of date. That thing's a dinosaur now. All right. As much as I would love to continue to hang out and spend time with my favorite community in the universe, in the NMS-verse, we unfortunately have to take off here. Well, I got to get on the road. I got to go see my brother, and then I will give you the news. I'll have a stream, when I get back, and I don't know if it'll involve the computer or not yet. I have a feeling it will not. But I know definitely next week. Next Sunday, I will do a full-on, PC capture card related stream. I'm going to be doing a test stream, I have a feeling. Oh, no worries, Devante. Thank you for coming in. I normally, I would just continue streaming, but my brother's like, look, I'm going to buy you a computer for your birthday. I want you to get better at streaming. And I want you to, and my brother's like, and I want you to, apply to Audible and read books to people, which, I've been told I have a good voice for that sort of thing, so I will try to use it. You may get a surprise stream this evening from my brothers. I don't know 100%. We'll see what happens, but there may be a surprise stream. We may even do a test stream on the computer and set it up at my brother's. I do not know. It's all up in the air, but I am looking forward to it either way. And I'm looking forward to you guys eventually being able to, hit redeem and have one of my memes pop up for something, that is related to, what we chat about and, what we talk about and, all our little goofy jokes and whatnot. And also, the standard NMS, Builder's Hush will come in and, I'll have a redeem and maybe have somebody going shh or something, I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun. It's going to be an adventure for all of us. And I hope to have you guys along for it. So until the next time you hear this voice and you see these wacky things that I attempt to build, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and you know who this has been. This has been me, Kevin C. here at Action Pants Gaming, wishing all of you out there in the No Man's Skyverse a little bit of love, peace, and starship grease. Get those action pants on, get out there, and start building some wild and wacky stuff. Until next time, take care, y'all. We'll see you soon. Wish me luck on this computer thing. Alrighty, y'all. Take care. We'll see you soon. Keep that notification bell hit so you know when I'm going to pop on. And I'll be doing, it'll be like test stream. And please, if you can, jump in and help me test out the things. All right. Okay. Take care, y'all. And thank you for everything as usual.